Cancer rocks my giggle box. Johzanne.
Well, Toastmasters and guests. Cancer sucks. No, not really. I have cancer, and I find it to be quite comical. Today, I want to share with you my journey of this past year of having cancer, starting with my first day at MD Anderson, the process, and the ending result with a little twist of stories in between. Now, when a person gets diagnosed with cancer, they want to go to the best place. And the best place for me was MD Anderson. Now, MD Anderson, in its own, is like a university. You have to apply, be put on a waiting list, and then you get in. But not so simple. You have to take a series of tests. Not your typical college test of SATs, GREs. We're talking MRIs, PET scans, x-rays, and blood tests. My very first test at MD Anderson happened to be the blood test. And I must say, I had an extreme fear of needles. Not for me. While waiting to get my blood drawn, a little old grandmother was sitting next to me, already getting her blood drawn, who was just smiling away, who simply turned to me and said, "Oh, sweetie, it will be okay. You'll get used to it. You'll be like a little pin cushion." Well, I must say, that was the day I was robbed of my innocence. I learned that grandmas lie! I never got used to needles, period. But once you go through the series of tests and you pass them, you move on to chemotherapy. Now, chemotherapy develops a lot of symptoms. And I must say, before I did chemotherapy, I used to be a long blonde, complete knockout, where I was allowed 3 blonde moments a day. And if I didn't use them, they rolled over. It was a typical blonde roll. But I knew I was going to be losing my hair, and I had to change this. So my doctor said, "Oh, it's okay, Johzanne. We'll call this chemo loopy brain." Score! I have my moments, but just retitled. Now, another symptom of chemotherapy is you get hot flashes, aka in cancer terms, we call this a personal summer. Another symptom developed was best described by my doctor, who said it as a joke, when he said, "How many cancer patients does it take to unscrew a light bulb?" And I told him, "I don't know." He says, "None, because y'all are too weak to climb the ladder." I couldn't help but laugh. This is true, because we are fatigued and we're so weak. But the main symptom of chemotherapy is we lose our hair. And in the cancer world, this is a bonus. We get an A+. We get to go to the wig shop and get a free wig. And at the wig shop, they have every wig imaginable. Long, short, blonde, wavy, anything. You name it, they have it. And each wig has a certain name to it. I was very fortunate that I got 2 wigs. My first wig was a long, blonde, wavy named Tina. She was very, "Hello, my name is Tina," the sensual, spicy one. My second wig was Amy, the very conservative, short, straight bob. So not only do I have cancer, now I have developed multiple personality disorder. Thank you. But wearing the wigs, I felt very self-conscious. I didn't like it. I felt like the whole time it was shifting wasn't for me. So I went bald. I mean, bald is great. I mean, it's beautiful. I developed 3 of my greatest highlights of having cancer while being bald. The first involved a middle-aged woman in her 40s, happened to be at work, who kept staring at me with this puzzled look. And she would stare, and she would get a little closer, and she would keep staring. And I was going to ask about my cancer. I mean, I'm open. I'll talk about it. Well, she finally did. She said, "I just can't understand why such a young, beautiful lady would shave off all her hair. What are you protesting?" Really? Next day, no comment. The second story about being bald involved a little 4-year-old boy. And I love kids. They're such curiosity minds, very innocent. And a kid came up to me and he goes, "Hey, lady, where's your hair at?" All I said was one sentence. "I didn't eat my vegetables." I got so big, ran off asking, "Run me!" The third story involved a group setting of people. And I must say, some people can just be kind of rude, don't really know. They kind of stare like, "What's wrong with that girl? I don't know don't catch what she has. I thought it was kind of obvious I had cancer. I mean, I had a mask that I wore to keep the germs out. I had a chemo port. I had no hair. Cancer, kind of obvious. Not really. Well, I got really close to them, and I started coughing. Swine flu. Later on, I did radiation, and radiation is like the vacation. All you do is lay in a tube, and you get nuked. And I was kind of having a bad morning, so I decided I need to have some fun. And so my tech happened to be the first day on the job, first patient. Excellent victim. Great. So she put me in my tube, and she nuked me. She came back in. She said, "Oh, how are you feeling?" I go, "Whoa, Barney, you overcooked me!" She got out of the room screaming before I could tell her it was a joke. That's fun. Now, death comes up to the topic. And when we're talking about death, my friends and I, the cancer buddies, were saying, well, what do you want to hear your friends and family say when they walk past your casket? My first friend said, I want to hear I was a great daughter, and they're going to remember me. My second friend said, I want to hear I was a great student, and I changed somebody's life. They asked me, what do I want to hear? I want to hear, she is moving! But there's 4 simple ways to know that you survived cancer. That is, 1, that you hear your alarm clock in the morning. That means, yes, you're alive, not 6 feet under. 2 is that you use your MasterCard more than your hospital parking pass. 3, you get to use a toothbrush to brush your teeth and not your hair. And 4, you get an I Survived Cancer badge. Overall, I learned that having cancer is not a bad thing. It's not a curse. Nothing, ooh, I'm going to die. It can be funny. It's okay to laugh. It's with the attitude that gets you through the journey. And I must say, it's not only your attitude through the journey, it's also your doctor. My doctor said, Johzanne, you have 1 year to live. And I told my doctor, well, I can't pay off my bills in a year. And he said, well, in that case, you get an additional year to live. Thank you very much.